Hi guys, today's lecture's topic is from crime scene to the courtroom. By the end of today's lecture, you should be able to discuss the role of the jury as well as the role of an expert witness. So the U.S. Constitution was signed in 1787. It set up the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of the U.S. government. In 1789, Congress added 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. These amendments were called the Bill of Rights. So here are the Bill of Rights. I'm specifically going to refer to Article 6 or the Sixth Amendment. It ensures that a person will be tried by an impartial jury of his or her peers. The jury listens to arguments by both the defense and the prosecution. The jury hears information about the physical and circumstantial evidence and hears testimony from witnesses. The jury is then going to use all of this information to make an informed decision about the guilt or innocence of the person on trial. The jury is instructed to assume that the defendant is innocent until proven guilty. However, sometimes that might not always work. So jury nullification is so it occurs when a trial jury reaches a verdict that is contrary to the letter of the law because the jurors either disagree with the law under which the defendant is prosecuted, or they may believe that the law shouldn't be applied in the case at hand. Jury nullification takes place when jurors acquit a defendant who is factually guilty because they disagree with the law as written. For example, during Prohibition, juries who disagreed with alcohol control laws often acquitted defendants who had been caught red-handed smuggling alcohol. Jury nullification also occurs when a jury convicts a defendant because it condemns the defendant or his actions, even though the evidence at trial showed that he technically didn't break any law. For example, all-white juries in the post-Civil War South routinely convicted black defendants accused of sex crimes against white women despite minimal evidence of guilt. In the modern era, jury nullification is most common in drug cases, where some jurors refuse to convict on drug possession charges, either because they believe in the legalization of it or they feel that the drug laws discriminate against certain groups. The effect of jury nullification. A jury's verdict only decides the particular case before the court in that trial. It doesn't change the law. But a consistent pattern of acquittals for prosecutions of a certain offense can have a practical effect on invalidating a statute. In fact, the pattern of jury nullification in alcohol prosecutions contributed to the adoption of the 21st Amendment, which repealed Prohibition. Did jurors actually get away with ignoring the law? Well, jury nullification has happened since the beginning of the trial system and persists because of a number of idiosyncrasies in the legal system that are designed to protect the integrity of the jury process. The law limits the court's ability to inquire into jurors' motivations during or after a verdict. Jurors cannot be punished for their verdict, even if they reached it improperly. In addition, someone acquitted because of jury nullification cannot be tried again for the same crime because of the prohibition of double jeopardy, or against double jeopardy. On the other hand, a conviction reached via nullification can be overturned on appeal or voided by a judge in some jurisdictions. As forensic evidence has continued to evolve, the following processes have been on the receiving end of scrutiny. How is evidence processed? What type of evidence is admissible in court? The equipment that's used to analyze data, and then who can testify as an expert witness in court? So who is an expert witness? An expert witness is a person who is permitted to testify at trial because of a special knowledge or proficiency in a particular field that is relevant to the case. For example, she was hired as an expert witness because she had assisted in more than 100 similar surgical procedures. The Fry versus the United States and the Dobert versus the Merrill Dow pharmaceutical companies were two influential cases that resulted in major changes in the field of forensics. In seminar this week, you'll be researching these two cases to determine their influential changes in forensics.